Hey guys, it's Jennifer Don Gabiola, and I hope you're staying safe at home. I know we're all practicing social distancing right now. So I wanted to bring you some inspiration, some joy today, and some encouragement. So I wanted to share this is video 10, halfway through my 20 looks and outlooks for 2020 video series. I hope you've been enjoying the series so far. Um, Just as a reminder, the purpose of the video series is to help me to share you some inspired looks and outlooks for this year. I know this year has been kind of challenging, but I figured sharing some inspiration as well as some encouragement um, this year would be helpful, especially if you're an introvert and an entrepreneur like me. So the goal is for you to really feel deeply aligned with who you are from the inside out so you can really thrive in your life and business. So, okay, we're in video 10. And the theme, I was reflecting on what theme I could talk about today that felt relevant to what's happening now. The theme that came up for me is your power is your presence. Your power is your presence. So before I go into talking more about that topic, I did want to share my inspired look for this video. This outfit I'm calling Gina, and it's this vintage black leopard jacket. I'll show you in a second. But all these pieces are vintage and they're all from my Gabiola vintage collection. And just like with the other pieces, everything is available for sale. And so, and a portion of the sales are sharing with different charitable organizations that I'll share more about at the end of the video. But let me show you the outfit. Hold on. Okay, so this is vintage number. I folded the sleeves, but it's cool. I love anything leopard print. So yeah, I love anything leopard print. So it's really I think it's like, it could be unisex, but it's one size, so it can fit a lot of different body types. But I felt inspired to wear this piece because it makes me, when I wear it, it makes me feel strong and fierce with the print, and I don't know, it just really makes me feel like solid. So okay, so let's talk more about this topic. Your power is your presence. So normally when I share these tips and videos, I typically like to talk about a topic I am passionate about talking about is the importance of your presence and really embodying that sort of power within you so you can really embody that power as a leader, especially if you're an introvert, because your energy is everything. So the more that you can fully own, be present to who you are on the inside and really embody that from the inside out, that's how you really stand out in your life, but especially your business. So, but given all the uncertain times that we're in right now, I did feel like it was relevant to talk about how your presence, the power that you have, is really in your presence as well. So I'll go deeper into that in a second. So what I wanted to share was 4 tips to help you know the power of your presence. Okay, so this you can apply to your work, your career, but also especially if you're struggling finding peace during these uncertain times, this will also help you. So the first tip is to be present. Okay, our mind likes to race and worry, and of course we worry sometimes because we're thinking about the people that we want to protect, that we care about, we love. But what I'm finding, it's really important to pause and breathe and really focus on the moment. Okay, be here and now. Okay, because in reality, nothing happens. Your past and your future really only happens in the present moment. So that's really where your power is. When you can be still and really, you can listen to your thoughts of the past, but really, ultimately, it's important to just try your best to let go of the past. Forgive yourself for all any sort of past mistakes, and then in the future, how you impact the future is what you do today. So it's good to think ahead and also learn from what you've learned in the past, but where your power is right here in the present moment. So, um, what's helpful for me is to um, tell myself, I mentioned this in my last video, to tell myself when I'm in my quiet time that I am safe in this moment. So that's sort of like a mantra. I am safe in this moment. So even though your mind's racing, just take a few deep breaths and tell yourself, I am safe in this moment. And you will start to calm down, and you'll be able to think more clearly. Uh, Another thing under this tip is, praying, meditating, uh, anything that you can do to help you be still and be present to where you are right now. Um, this first tip is really important. Just try your best just to stay present in the moment. Okay, so the second tip to help you know the power of your presence is to honor your feelings. Okay, it's important to be honest with yourself and um, validate, recognize, acknowledge how you're feeling. So pay attention how you feel in your body. Let's say you feel anxious and you feel it in your chest. You bring presence to that really will help you. And the ultimate goal is for you to let it go, acknowledge it, and then to let it go. Because just like I mentioned in the first tip, you can't. Um, your power is really in this present moment. So, um, what really helps um, is to talk it out or let it out. What's really helping me during this time is journaling, or you could call a friend, or you could do a voice memo if you want to share some vulnerable things, but you want to let it out, but you're not comfortable sharing with someone else. The point is just to acknowledge how you feel and to let it out. Um, and as you're taking in the news, social media, uh, it's really important for you to pay attention for you to only own your feelings. Like, try your best to use your discernment to see what is your feelings and what are others. And it's sometimes hard to navigate that. But again, the more present you are from tip one, the more you'll be able to sense, okay, I need to have clear energetic boundaries so that when I do inform myself with what's happening in the world, I have clear boundaries and I can acknowledge what's mine and what's not mine, right? That takes practice, but it's really important for you to manage your own emotions and have energetic boundaries. It's really important, especially if you're an empath or an introvert or both, like me. Managing your energy is everything. Okay, so the third tip is to prioritize your joy. I can't stress how important this is. Please don't underestimate the power of feeling good and cultivating what gives you joy. Because the more you allow yourself to feel joy, you reconnect with the core and the essence of who you are. And that's where your real power is. So, and the more you do that, you connect with who you are at the core, and that builds up your natural energy, your vibrancy, your vibe, right? Especially as an introvert, that's where like your magnetism, your that vibrancy, that's where it comes from. So notice what gives you joy. Lean into what gives you joy. For me, as you can tell, what I've talked about in my video series, surrounding myself with beauty gives me joy. Wearing things that make me feel lit up give me joy, even if I'm not going anywhere. It's just to me, it's a sacred act to pay attention to what gives you joy and to express that, to share that, to acknowledge that for yourself. Okay, so it could be cooking for you, it could be journaling, it could be playing with your kids, it could be, I really feel like finding something that gives you joy, you unique joy for yourself is really important. That way you're honoring what you need. It's really, really important. Okay, and then the last tip is to remember who the F you are. Okay, this I feel like it's a culmination for all the tips. Uh, it's really important for you to remember that you came here on this earth built with an innate sense of power and um, grace and wisdom. You're whatever you believe in. For me, it's God. I really believe God designed each one of us with the power, the intelligence, the wisdom, the grace that we need to live our life. So for me, what's helping me manage this challenging time is remembering that the power I have is on the inside. I can give away my power based on what's happening outside, and I can get anxious and scared and panic, which is all okay. But what's really important is that you remain grounded in who you are and you get still. Especially as if you're an introvert, you need regular quiet time. Get still and allow yourself to feel into your own intuition, your own instincts, your own inner discernment. That is imperative right now. And the more that you can do that for yourself, that's you ground and cultivate that sense of inner peace for yourself, the more better equipped you are to help other people. Really. So I can't stress this enough, is that remember who you are. And when you remember who you are, there's a sort of quiet confidence that comes up. And then you feel more confident to take up space and to express yourself and to use your voice and to share your heart authentically. And then you remember who you are. I'm getting goosebumps. And so for me, this is an example, me sharing this video series, me showing up on video, even though, I get stressed out with what's going on in the world. To me, this is active service, and I'm doing it because it feels like a calling. It feels like I'm doing my part by showing up. It's not about the ego, or it's really about, okay, I've done so much spiritual work up to this point. It's almost like all the work I've done over the past few years and the challenges, it's almost like that was training. That was training. And what's happening now in the world is like God is like calling us, okay, now it's time to really show what you have been learning all this time, right? Really put into action all the spiritual training and the growth, the spiritual muscle that you've been training, to actually live it, embody it, demonstrate it, and help others get through this time. So I felt really moved to end with that last tip, because the more present you are, the more you honor how you feel, the more you prioritize your joy and remember who the F you are. That is how you will create that sense of solid grace and wisdom and power within you. It's right now in the present moment. And the more that you can tune into that and remember that power that you have, the more you'll become magnetic, the more that you will emanate and radiate and attract the right people that you need in your life, in your business, and during this uncertain time. I've been personally craving a sense of deeper connection. As an introvert, believe me, I really enjoy my quiet time, and all of this quarantine, this isolation, it's given me a lot of time to myself. However, I've been having this craving to connect with a like-minded community, especially with my own Quiet Voice Big Impact community. So I'm really excited to share that on coming up very soon. I'm actually going to share the details in the comments below. I'm going to be hosting a virtual party. I really wanted to come together, commune with all of you, and really share some joy, some lightness, and some insight about like how we can support one another during this time, right? How we can navigate this new normal. So what I'm imagining is that we could dress up, right? And you could just wear something fancy on top, whatever, wear something that makes you feel joyful, right? And wear something, so the top can be something fancy. And then the bottom, hey, no one's gonna see that. Where's your pajamas, your sweats, right? And then I can even share some tips on like my sacred practice around style if you find that to be helpful. And then I think it's also important, I wanted to do a virtual fireside chat about how to take good care of yourself and navigate this new normal, especially as an introvert and an entrepreneur. How do we do that? And again, I'm going to share my own insights, but I really want it to feel like an intimate gathering, an intimate conversation for us to share, commune, and really feel connected and just less alone. Just know that we're all connected, experiencing the same thing. And so the more that we connect with more like-minded souls during this time, we'll feel like more stronger to be able to get through this together. So let's see. If you're interested in the comments, just let me know in the comments below. And then I will send you a Zoom link. But again, I'll share the details for when, the time, and if you're interested, I'll send you the Zoom link. So, and like I'd mentioned at the beginning of the call, all of these pieces that I'm wearing in my video series are available for sale. This is Gina again, and it's this black leopard detailed jacket is a part of my vintage Gabiola collection, and I will also post details of this piece in the comments if you're interested. And as a reminder, a portion of sales from these vintage pieces will go to the Kobe and Vanessa Bryant Foundation, as well as the Mama Sports Foundation to further Kobe and Gigi's legacy in sports. And I'm also thinking about a portion of the sales could also be a fund that I could help with some people who need some financial assistance during this time. So again, I'll share more details there, but I hope to see you at my virtual party coming up. It's going to be really fun and lighthearted and insightful. You know, I want it to feel light and deep. I always tell that to my clients. Life is meant to feel light, but also there's such a level of depth and mystery to life. So I hope that you come, have some fun. We can have a toast if you want to bring your own drink. So I hope this video has been helpful for you, and I will talk with you next week. Bye, guys.